And of course, we did mention earlier that Unilever has reported numbers, and let's get into that right now. We do have the CEO in the studio. Unilever reported a 4% decline in half-year earnings per share to 72 kobo. The dip reflects some cost pressures and a higher effective tax rate. Joining us to break down the numbers is Thabo Mabe, the Managing Director. Thank you so much, Thabo, for joining us. And like I mentioned, we are seeing some cost pressure in your business right now. So can you just talk us through where the key challenges are and what the outlook is going forward?
The outlook of the market is about affordability is a key thing in this market. As you grow businesses, you need to make sure that the people can afford a product. Right. And affordability is a key pillar. And the second pillar will be about availability of a product to the market. Yeah. And in those two key elements, you need to make sure that we are balancing all the key activities. If you look at our turnover growth, for the half year, we grew close about 10%. And if you look at the turnover growth for discrete Q2, it was about 20%. Right. But within that growth needs to be financed as material prices are going up. Yeah. The key thing about operating in this environment is about making sure that people can afford a product. Right. What we are doing very, very strongly is about putting in cost-effective exercises to make sure that we are not bringing back the cost increase to a consumer. Because as operating in Africa, the poorest of the poor are in this continent. Right. And we have the responsibility to make sure that our consumer have the product at their disposable at an affordable cost. All right, so
it's definitely a tough environment, but let's talk about your strategy and how you're looking to spread it across the food segment of your products and, of course, the household and personal care. Going forward, where are we likely to see the largest upside in terms of growth strategically for your business? Where are you positioning the business?
The business is absolutely a better positioned both on home and personal care and foods as well. Right. Because you remember each and every 160 million Nigerians, every day somebody must have food to eat. Sure. So it's crucial how we've positioned those foods product, also the home and personal product in terms of price positioning, making sure
you're not giving one up for the other. You're gonna run both as core to your strategy.
Absolutely, we have to walk and chew gum at the same time. Right. And that's exactly. I mean, there's no importance of HPC to foods. Both are important, and both are so crucial to our business. And those will be taking the same equal footing in terms of investment. Right. But the key thing that you'll see in our results is that the cost of investment has depressed our operational margins. Right. We have done that deliberately. Right. It's about putting growth for the future. Right. It's about I ask myself a question: when was the last time a good time to plant trees? Surely it was 20 years ago. But the right time to plant trees now is today. Right. So we are planting trees for the future. We are investing a lot of money in terms of future investment on capital. So you'll see coming through the results that our operating margin are pressed, resulting from the increase in investment.
So does that imply that one should anticipate maybe moderate growth in terms of your earnings in the, say, next 1 to 2 years?
One should expect moderate growth in terms of our earnings for 2013. The reason being is that most of the capital expenditure that we started working on from 2012 are now coming to be finalized in 2013. Right. And that's huge.
So the gains of that will really be from 2014,
2015 will come through in terms of.
All right. But let's talk a bit about northern Nigeria and how that's impacting your business. Of course, the headlines are there every day. We do see the insurgency and the impact it's having in terms of the rating of Nigeria as an investment destination. But for you that are already on the ground, Unilever Nigeria, how is this impacting your business right now?
We've been in this country for 90 years. We have seen different regimes, different governments, and I think for us as Unilever, the North continues to be a challenge, but also it continues to be an opportunity. Because as people run away from the North, and more especially new operators coming running away from the North, what we have created in the North, we have created different types of operations, which are called the hub-and-spoke operations. Right. And you'll see in our results, I mean, the North, in terms of our growth, is now it has come through as a fourth growing region coming through. And we can say we are growing. It's very tough. Communication in the North is absolutely difficult because of the fact that the mobile communication is been down. Right. And it's about how we divine and develop different tactics of communicating to a consumer. Importantly, is about how we develop different tactics of making product available, because tension doesn't happen for 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Right.
There's time for people to go back home
Right.
and have a meal.
Right.
And it's important at that time they must have Royco. It's
Right.
important at that time they must have Omo to wash their
Okay.
clothes.
But if we compare the consumer in Nigeria, the opportunity that, of course, companies like yourself are taking advantage of in Nigeria, this year and last year, how would you compare the opportunity you're seeing and consumer behavior in terms of picking up all these products, of course, that you're making in this country?
What is important to realize is that the pressurized in terms of the consumer wallet has
Right.
been, I mean, if you look at last year, what happened is that
Yeah.
the petrol price went doubled.
Right.
And that has made consumers to make choices.
Sure.
Luxury products was absolutely taken off their considerations.
Yeah.
And the pressure that we have seen last year is still coming through into 2013 in
Right.
terms of the pressure from consumers' wallet.
Right.
And consumers are developing different ways of how to survive. And we, as Unilever, we need to make sure and stay true to our intent, which is all about creating a better life every day. We need to come up and develop some better, quicker, and of course affordable ways of how consumers can still buy our
Right.
product.
So I imagine that implies that the potential for you to raise prices is really subdued right now.
Potential to raise
Because
prices.
we know the good news though is that inflation seems to be coming down, but at the same time, I imagine that it's still a tough business to run, given the impact of the cost pressures you're seeing.
I think the important thing about how to deal with cost pressures is not about thinking about pricing. The days of pricing prices are gone. We need to think about what ways can you drive in terms of cost efficiencies to still make sure that you're not taking your prices up.
Right.
And you address the commodity price increase. And that will be the way that we have to manage this, because at the end of the day, we have huge pressure coming through in terms of cost of goods, in terms of raw materials.
Yeah.
And at the same time, people have got no money.
Right.
So 83% of Nigerians live below $2. And expect that you need to make sure, as a responsible employer in Nigeria, is about how we do that responsibly, how we make sure that we have every day lots and more consumers consuming our product.
Right. What about the export market? Is that something you're looking at strategically? I know it's a very small part of your revenues right now, but going forward, is this something that you are looking to grow significantly?
We are looking to grow export markets significantly, of course. As we look at what we had happen in West Africa,
right.
Nigeria, Unilever Nigeria is now a center, a hub of West
Right.
Africa. So as we see CDI getting quieter, a lot of consumer confidence coming through, they will need more product. Export volumes will start flowing through.
Right.
We'll see what's happening in Ghana in terms of economy getting much quicker and stronger. Exports are coming through, and that's going to be one of the biggest things that we have to drive in our business as we consolidate.